Boom. Here we are, man. Every Tuesday, man. Reminisce show, carrying the tradition of St. Kofa. But sometimes we got to go back and collect what we have forgotten and bring back what is useful, man. Go by Logic, and I'm here with my brother.
Mindbender Supreme.
That's
What's up, fams?
all day, every day, man. You know how we do, man. It's man, the sun is out. I'm loving the glow that you got right there. It's great. You know what I'm saying? Like those times when we're doing the podcast and it's like dark, and then now the days are slowly getting longer. And I'm ready for it, man. I'm ready for the sun, man. But yo, like let's do a little check-in. How you feeling, man? How you doing?
I'm feeling all right. You're absolutely right. Like I get a nice kind of sunset hour, golden hour
Oh
coming in
yes.
my window here. So I like to, sometimes if we're not on the podcast, I like to just chill here, read a book, watch a show or something. And
Hey.
I'm doing pretty good, man. I'm feeling good. Just
Yeah.
getting some spring cleaning going, getting my bike ready, getting some
Mhm.
exercise in, drinking water, getting healthy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
man. I've been really trying to get my exercise on and get my diet back, and things are all right. Been doing some cooking, cook some
Mhm.
food yesterday.
No, I agree 100%, man. I guess I'll just chime in, man. I'm trying to be like you, man, with the six packs, abs and all that, and you know what I mean, looking good, skin glowing in the sun and all that, So I've definitely been more mindful with like my eating and exercising. I do like stretches and push-ups in the morning and the evening times, and I'm already seeing like results. So you might see me walking around with no shirt on in the summer. You know what
Do it,
I'm saying?
do it. Join the
I
club.
need all of that sun, you know what I'm saying? So I'm ready for that. Got a fresh cut, you know what I mean? So
Yeah,
looking nice and fresh and all that good stuff. But yeah, like when the sun is out, I just feel so inspired and just like motivated and I just want to like do stuff and I just want to be out. So I'm excited for that, man. But there's like a lot that's happening in hip hop news, man. Of course, like Lil Wayne is dropping his new album. Of course, there's like the Diddy trials, learning about like the vision, connecting with Jermaine Dupri and so many other things that we'll get into. The BET Hip Hop Awards is coming out. Um, Slick Rick is dropping the album. But anyways, we'll get into like some of those things. But there's a lot happening, man. There's a lot happening in the scene, and in the culture, and we're gonna talk about it.
you're right. You're right. And hey, man, the Kendrick concert is coming up soon. Mm,
That's next week, I believe. It's and there's two dates. It should
hmm
be a pretty interesting thing, man, happening at the Rogers Center. Formerly, to me, it's always going to be the Sky Dome. So regardless of what people
Yeah,
call it, man, it's
yeah.
the Sky Dome to me. So
That's
yeah.
it. I call it a Skydome too. So yeah, and also, I mean, as far as super brand new stuff, there is the new Clip song that just dropped. It's called Ace
Okay.
Trumpets.
All right. All right.
Yeah, and it's the whole album's produced by Pharrell, and the album is going to drop on July 11th. But it just made me think back to interesting time. I got to interview the Clips for their very first album, and I
Okay.
got to interview them inside the Much Music building and you they printed it in pound. They didn't even print the whole interview. They printed like about half of it. But I interviewed them and it was super chill. And so I gave them an album that I put out at the time. This was 2003. I just put out an album, gave them the album, and Pusha was like, "Yo, man, like I really appreciate your work on this." And he just looked at it and he's like, "Can you sign this for me?" And I was like, "What?" So I was like, "Yeah, all right." So I signed my album and gave it to them. So that's I reminisce on that memory. It was long before they had a great relationship with Canada before before.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like I also interviewed Pusha T once at backstage of one of his shows.
A
I
word.
can't remember what year this was. This must have been, I don't know, maybe like 2015, 16, something like that. And I was actually surprised on how chill he was. So even what you're saying like isn't surprising at all. Like I know, of course, like in hip hop, you got to be aggressive and got to have that like dominant masculine type of energy. But he was like actually really like relatable. Like he just felt like one of the man them, to be honest. When we're chilling. So I always like remember that side to him. But when he's in that competitive mode, it's like okay, he's locked in. That's what it is, though. But I always appreciated that vibe. And I've also like met no malice as well, and I would say that he had very similar energy. Of course, this is more when he was more of a Christian artist, so of course there's going to be a bit of that demeanor and whatnot. But yeah, man, those guys, based on my personal experiences, I always respect that and always give them credit for that. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right, man. You're right. And yeah, so the new song, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. It's it's solid. It's solid.
Mm.
I feel like Malice kind of steals it at the end. He's got a line where, what does he say? Like, um, wearing House of Gucci from selling that Lady Gaga. I love that. I love the white girl bars. When
Right,
dudes,
right, right, right.
I saw that Miley Cyrus. That shit just makes me laugh. So yeah, no, it's yeah, Pharrell's producing it, the whole album again, and sadly, like it just says produced by Pharrell, like doesn't say produced by Neptunes, and that huge,
Right,
yeah, just
because
it's still sad. But
I wonder
yeah,
if
man,
that could ever be like worked out though, like them, because there's history and there's like brotherhood and they have like a like history together. I wonder if something could be worked out with that.
yeah, exactly. You would want to hope so. But yeah, man, yeah. So that's coming up. Yeah. Let me see what else is happening in the news. I have.
Well, Slick Rick is dropping an album sometime this month,
That's right.
which
That is right.
yeah, that's happening June 13th. So I see like next week. Um, yeah, so it says there's looks like yeah, features with Nas, Gigs, a few other folks and whatnot. And it looks like there's a film, a 30-minute film that would be accompanying that's going to be premiered at the South by Southwest London on June the 7th.
Hmm.
So I'm always down for visuals. I think every music project should come with like a short film visual of some kind. Like
That's a good
music
idea.
videos are great, but I feel like having like a film, some type of conceptual, aspect, I think just adds more of that essence. It's like when we used to get the CDs and cassettes, and then they would have like the inserts, with like the artwork and the booklets, and I see that as like the new version of that. So hey, artists, make short films, man. We want to see the behind the scenes stories. We want to see all the other stuff that may not haven't been explained in the records. I want all that.
You're actually right, man. Like, funny that you say that because I just saw this trailer. It was another short film. It's like pre-album, but there's this trailer to the Clips album. I guess the Clips album is called Let God Sort Them Out. And
Yeah, man.
so there's like this like 2.5 minute clip of, it starts off, I don't know if you could find it. It starts off and it says, "This is culturally inappropriate. This is culturally inappropriate." And it's just this trailer of various footage. It looks like it's Pusha recording in, I think they recorded it in Paris, but
Okay.
they're in the mic booth, and then they're trying on clothes, and then there's just clips from various parts of their life, and maybe there's like a clip from Snowfall and stuff like that. It looks like things that inspired the album and like where
Mm,
their headspace was at. Little teasers of like little beat parts, and just you just
okay.
get it just like sets the tone for the album, and it gives the energy, and it just is like, this is what vibe we're coming on this year. And it's perfectly like, it's like a movie trailer, and it just sets up the album really great. And then it drops the album title at the very end with like a Simpsons reference, and it's brilliant.
Hey, shout out Snowfall, man. I really got into that series, man. Like anybody, who's into, those street come up stories that involve, the hustle and all kinds of intercomplexities, that is a incredible series, man. Shout out Snowfall. Yeah, man, that's what's up. And just kind of segue in. I know that Lil Wayne is going to be releasing his album, and that's going to be June the 6th. Carter 6, and I know that there has been some ongoing beef with the Clips and Wayne, and I don't know. I feel like there might be people are alluding to that there might be some energy around there. So and speaking of which, like there's a lot of this battle culture which is going on, which is very foundational when it comes to hip hop. But I'm just wondering, like, why is it all happening now? Like, is this the only way that we can be engaged with Black culture when there's like beefs and whatnot? Like, I wonder, it's like, is that where we're at right now?
Like that's you're absolutely right. It's a failure of the culture. I find there's so many things that we used to do traditionally that I don't find we do anymore. Like there's no where's the last crew track? People used to do crew tracks all the time, and people used to touring together doesn't seem to be like a thing that people do anymore.
Mm,
Like Lil Wayne's doing his tour, but it looks like it's only with and it's like this makes sense to a certain degree, but it looks like it's
yeah.
only like Young Money. Like I see Tyga is on it, and it looks like it's only Young Money artists that are on it. But like we don't like the culture doesn't connect the same way it used to. Like people don't
Yeah.
check each other and support each other, and like they're not down for each other. It's a lot of like, this is my crew, these are my fans, and I'm just gonna cake up off them, and like
Mm,
I
mm,
don't care about the rest of what's going on in the culture as long as I got fans that keep my lights on and keep me in business. So so
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's just like it's this it doesn't seem like it's just like a family vibe that we used to have in the culture, and hip hop is at a major loss for it. Um
100, man. Well, just to add to that, I noticed with like Little Wayne's, the tour, there isn't any stops in New Orleans or Louisiana as far as I saw like the list, because I was looking for that, and someone else made a comment about that as well. Like, I don't know, like maybe it'll be added later on, but I just thought that was interesting, just considering some of the uproars when it came to like the Super Bowl and Kendrick, performing. I know it's a Super Bowl, but nevertheless, it's still in the hometown, and it's I'm just curious, is all I'm saying. I'm curious to know like what's going on with that. Maybe
mhm,
get added later, but I guess we'll see. We'll see.
mhm.
But he'll be in Toronto though. He'll be in Toronto.
You're right. I think the Toronto date is August 11th, if I remember correctly. So,
Yeah, shortly after like Caravan, I did see that. So yeah, it's possible that he might be sticking around. Like Vibes Cartel. That's all I got to say, man. OVO Fest, Vibes Cartel.
word, word.
I want to see
Yeah,
it, man. I want to see it.
yeah. Speaking
Um,
of performances, apparently, Andre 3000 is performing a lot of free shows in and around the Atlanta area these days. So, if you're around Atlanta, Georgia, and you're in a certain park, you just might stumble upon a certain man with a certain flute and giving a certain free performance. So, shout out
yeah,
to that.
man. I was in Atlanta for a brief period of time with my kids, my mom's, and hey, if that was last year, like I would have made it a point. I'd be like, I don't care. We're not leaving until we do this. I'm finding Andre 3000 in a park in Atlanta. Are you kidding me? Like like you can't get any more like authentic than that. I think that would be super incredible. But speaking of Atlanta, that's a great segue. Is that the dynamic duo Division? You know, um, I remember Daniel Daly back in the day doing his thing, and now Division, which is what's the other producer's name again? I forgot the name. Man, my bad. 19 was it 19
84,
19? Yeah, something like that. My apologies. Don't mean to butcher your name, brother. But
85.
y'all
Is
are
it 1985? Is my
85,
bad. Yeah,
1985. That's what it is
yeah, 1985.
with Division, and they are now officially signed to Jermaine Dupri's, I guess like new label venture, which is so deaf type of vibe. I'm trying to see what it's called. Yeah, so it is with Social Def, and it's a new distribution partnership with Hybe America, so HYB America. So that's going to be really interesting, and I think they'll do well because I know we've seen some collaborations, them working with Jermaine Dupri in the studio, and it seemed like there's some great chemistry and working. And Jermaine Dupri has been pretty great at putting on like artists and the branding and all that kind of stuff. Of course, his history and whatnot. And I imagine that, but it leads me to question. I'm like, well, I'm curious to know like what happened with OVO, man. Like what's what I mean? I'm curious. Is all I'm
Mhm.
saying. I'm curious.
I mean,
Shout
it
out to
could be,
OVO though.
yeah. I mean, it could be a positive situation where it's just like OVO's got so much going on that maybe they're just like, hey man, we don't want to hold you back. Like, you're obviously, no disrespect, but OVO's priority is obviously Drake. So,
Mm.
if you want to go to a situation where you're more of a higher priority, like, hey, maybe we'll just let that happen. So, just be like, hey, we had a good run with what we did. I don't
Mhm.
fully know. I'm not speaking from personal experience, but just,
Yeah, yeah.
hopefully that, they've negotiated this as far as label mates and
Mhm.
companies that want to do the best for the artist. So hopefully
Yeah, and
that's
that's real. Different things come up, and I think people are allowed to grow, and hopefully there's no weird energy with that. Where it's trying to get locked into certain contracts or whatever the case. So, but that like just happened today. So like that's like breaking news. Today. So it's super fresh, and yeah, man, it'll be interesting to see where that goes, man. So I wish them all the best. I mean, like they're 100% super talented and deserve the world stage. So, and I think Jermaine Dupri seems like he's pretty excited about it. So I'm sure he'll put all his resources and energy into making sure this is a success. Like when he had like Jagged Edge, man, they're popping. You know what I'm saying? So be
Mhm.
it'll be nice, man. Be nice to see what's up.
You said it. You said it. Um, yeah, man. Yeah, I continue to believe in the talents around Toronto and Ontario and Canada. So I have always thought there should be more Canadian American collaborations and crossovers. Like those American
What are
cats.
some? Yeah, I was gonna say like, well, what are some that come to mind for you? I mean, for me, the top one, and not to say that there hasn't been American collaboration, but the top artist that comes to mind forever is always Socrates. He should be like way out there more than like he's just incredibly talented, just too much, I mean, too much talent and he has like the right energy and the right spirit. Every time I've seen him in person, it's that same humble, not even humble, but just like you see the humanity within him. A real artist, who loves the craft and loves the people, and those are the type of artists I want to see on like a world stage on a higher platform. So that's definitely someone who comes to mind. But what are some guys that come to mind for you?
You nailed it, man. Socrates is always one of my favorite. Also, Cardi's up there. Um,
Yeah,
uh, there's a couple other ones under the radar that what's his? It just slipped through my head. Promise was dope. Promise was rolling with Duck Down for a sec, and I
yeah,
wanted
yeah.
to I wanted to see that go farther.
He's still
What
doing his thing too. Like I know he's working on a few projects and he's been slowly being a little bit more consistent. And yeah, shout out to Promise because like he's definitely been around, like even behind the scenes in multiple ways. I feel like I know that there's like a Drake connection with Promise. I don't know if I know he was around like in his earlier days, and I don't know if he was the one who connected him to Socrates, and then there's like a snowball effect. But he was definitely around in some of those like earlier spaces and whatnot, man. So shout out Promise, man.
dope, dope. Also shout out JD Era. I like how JD Era is fucking with
Yeah.
Fredro Starr and Sticky Fingers and
Oh
JD
yeah.
Era just like rolls with like hardcore East Coast real ones. So I just gotta salute JD Era big time. Um,
Yeah, he's been
yeah,
doing it consistently from time, man. Big up to Era, man. I've been to like a few of his music videos, shoots in the earlier days and whatnot, and to see him still, doing his thing, man. Definitely see Era, man. 100%. I,
yeah,
I would
yeah.
even say like Rochester too. Like Rochester's another guy. And again, it's from that same energy. I put Era in the same position as well, just like great individuals, like great artists and just great people in general. And Rochester's up there. Another one that comes to mind is Eric Flowchild. Now like he's usually, freestyling like in front of like, the Sky Dome and whatnot. And so you might see him with the speakers on the street doing this thing, hustling. Another artist, who has that same type of energy that deserves the platforms. So I want to see more of these artists making those connections, man, and getting all that they deserve 100%.
You nailed it. You nailed it. You're right. You're right. Yo, well, so there's something else I wanted to kind of bring up a little bit. You were
What you
talking
gonna
about
do? What you got?
you were talking about TV shows, and I just finished the first season and the last episode, episode 10. I don't want to ruin anything, but I want to talk about the show because it's pretty fucking dope. It's called Mobland, and it's got Tom Hardy, it's got Pierce Brosnan, and it's got Helen Mirren as like a vicious mob boss. And it's a pretty sick show. It's I quite enjoyed it. It's two different crime families in London, and if they just go to war. That's basically it. That long story short. So yeah, the on Sunday was the last um was the grand finale, and
Okay.
yeah, yeah. There's I don't want to ruin anything, but we'll see if season 2 comes. I really hope for it. It was a really I thought it was a great show.
What?
Guy Ritchie's the director.
Okay, okay, Guy Ritchie. That's what's like. What time period is this take place in?
Oh, it's modern day. It's like
Okay,
happening
okay,
right now.
okay.
Yeah, it's like set now, and it's yeah,
London, eh?
it's
Okay.
yeah, Mobland. It's pretty sick. Like it's yeah, they're not like over the top with the violence and stuff. They try to be like very mafia.
Now, now, is it binge worthy? Like, is it one of those where like each episode you're like, oh man, I gotta watch the next one, or is it
Oh,
like, yeah,
it
it's
was no, it was binge worthy for me where like I was waiting for Sunday. Like it drops on Sundays and I was actively waiting every single Sunday. I'm like, yo, I don't wanna oh my god, I gotta wait till it drops. So like
so in comparison to say like the Power series, like a Raising Kanan kind of vibe, like where would you like rank that in terms of like anticipation and just like the hooks that have kept you connected where you're like, oh man, Sunday, let's go.
it's very close. It's on the level of Raising Canaan.
Okay. Okay.
It's different.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, it's got a smaller scope, and Raising Canaan, it's this big universe now with spin-offs and all this stuff. So like, I love that in a special way. But this is just like a single show. It just had its first season, and you just the beginning. So it's like
Yeah.
it's like thinking of Power after like the first 10 episodes. It's like that
Right,
was
right, right.
long time ago. But that being said, like I want this show to at least have a second or third season. Like I definitely,
Okay.
it's for sure setting up. It's got a future. It's got a future. But they like these big actors in it. They can't be in it forever. So
Mm,
Tom Hardy's in it. He's not going to be in it for 5 seasons. He's got a Hollywood career. So, but
okay.
yeah, hopefully they get at least one or two more seasons out of this. And
Okay, man. Okay. And that's called Moblands.
Mobland, yeah, Mobland. It's
Mobland. Okay.
yeah,
What what
it's
um what
I
platform
think
is that on? Is
I think
that
it's
like
on. I mean,
Netflix,
I'd
Crave,
be I'd be in my bootlegger shit, but I'm pretty sure it's a Paramount release. So
Paramount? Oh,
yeah.
see, this is what I'm talking about, man. Like I went through a phase where there was like different series and stuff that I really wanted to watch. Before you know it, I'm like subscribed to like six different like platforms just to watch one show. I'm like, nah, this ain't it. So I did have Paramount for a quick second, and I discontinued that. Same with Disney Plus because I'm like, okay, I saw all that I need to see. I'm cool with Crave because I get that for free as part of my like Bell phone plan for the next like 2 years or whatever. So um yeah, that's about that, man. But now I'm curious about this. Now I don't know. I gotta figure out a way.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
gotta make it happen.
If you can, yeah, yeah, check it out. Check it out. It's a good one.
Modland,
It,
eh?
it's yeah, it's understated, man. It's like it's subtle. But yeah, no, it starts off very violent. Oof, oof, my God, that first episode. Whew. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Oh, hold on. It looks like it's on Prime Video and Paramount. Okay, I got Prime. I got Prime.
Okay, you
So
got it. All right. Yeah,
I think I might have to check it out later. I'm gonna get like the first episode later, like yeah, yeah. Let me check it out.
that's it's nice. It's nice. Yeah. So yeah, any other shows that you've been watching? Any entertainment stuff that's caught on your radar?
I mean, this is kind of old or whatever, but on The Handmaid's Tale, it's a pretty twisted series,
Were you
and
watching it? I heard the series just ended. Was it good?
it just ended. Yeah, yeah. I just started, so I'm new to it. Like I was just like, of course, what's her name, Margaret Atwood, the author and Canadian legend and whatnot. And I remember in the past like seeing stills of The Handmaid's Tale being shot like in Toronto. A lot of it's like filmed in Toronto. And there's this one scene by like not the scene tower, but by City Hall. So I've always had that in the back of my mind. But now, watching the series and it's like twisted, it's like very like occultish and it's yeah, it's deep, yo. It's deep. So yeah, that's kind of like what I've been kind of tuned in though. But Mob Ties is or Moblands is something that I like those mob stories and whatnot. So I'm gonna check that out, man. Yeah.
It's a good one, yo. It's a good one. And like I definitely at some point I know I should probably take in The Handmaid's Tale because of sexuality and just
Mhm.
government politics and just feminism and corruption and
All of
yeah.
that, all of the above, man. Yeah, it's really it's definitely interesting, and it was not what I expected. I went in with this a whole open eyes. I was like, wow, this is deep,
Yeah,
But and I'm sure some of these like types of societies and you know occults, if you will, are doing their thing right now as we speak.
oh, it's real. It is
It
real.
is real.
It is,
Absolutely, absolutely.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So
But just being from Toronto was kind of cool to see like certain. I'm like, I know where that is,
yeah,
So
I love that, right?
absolutely. Also, that connects with the Law and Order series. I know. I think their season is done for now. But I was definitely looking forward to that. Like it was pretty good. I was pretty impressed.
Oh, it's quite good, yo. Like the second season I thought was just a little bit better than the first season, and the
It
first season
was
was quite good.
absolutely.
Yeah, and like I think they nailed the perfect balance of hey, we're gonna make Law and Order murder stories, and then we're gonna like set it in Toronto, and you're like,
Yeah.
it's like this isn't set in Chicago or New York or whatever, like,
No, no,
but you're
and
like they had like just enough Canadianness, sometimes it's South Asian, sometimes it's white, a couple like a
for sure, yeah.
actually,
Like
it's
it's
just like,
it's
yo, like it was very. Sometimes they had like a great. They didn't even say it, but it's like, yeah, it'd be like a white dude and a South Asian dude and like a Asian dude with like a black, like a Muslim dude coming up in there, and it's like, yep, that's a Toronto
yep,
situation. And like, yeah, that's great.
100%. Yeah, 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 yeah. All of that, like without even having to say that,
Yeah,
and it's
exactly.
really
Yeah, it
true.
was like authentically, like
It
felt like
was, it
so
was.
true.
Yeah, so big up to like the writers as well. And my personal favorite is like, like the black like leads, in the series are in positions of authority,
The
you know,
bosses,
and
yeah,
and
I love
and
that.
bosses and not just authority, but like you said, like bosses and how they handle things. They're just so like right to the point, and just seals like, the whole cases and everything together, they just bring it in perfectly, so
Yeah,
that's great to see.
it's such a nice mix to be like, yo, like the main story isn't like a black cop and a white cop or whatever. It's like two white cops, but they report to one black person and then another black person above them, which is like, yo, you just don't see that in police procedural shows, like procedural or whatever they call that shit. But yeah, man, I it's so refreshing and it's like it's just
Yeah.
my
Absolutely.
homie,
I don't. No,
yeah,
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 I was going to say like, go
my
ahead, go
homie
ahead, go ahead.
was in number 7. I think it was, I think it was number 7. He dies at the Sky Dome though. So, yeah, yeah,
I
it's a
remember that one. That's your homie. That's
yeah, yeah, I know that dude. Yeah, man. Yeah, he's cool. Yeah,
so. Is he like a real like comedian as well?
yeah, 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 yeah. He's
That's
totally
sick. That's sick.
on.
That's
Yeah,
sick.
yeah. He's like he was in. I think we were on set at some short little Canadian like comedy sex film like mad years ago, but yeah, yeah, yeah. No, he does lots of local acting gigs and like he's been a consistent actor. He's dope. Yeah, shows up in Law and Order, gets murked. It was a good story too. Like the shit's real.
You know what? Like speaking of like Toronto shows, I think it would be amazing to have kind of like, I mean, we can do this right now, like the Wire type vibes, like in Toronto. set in the hoods and the communities. And I think, like, no, we actually need that because there's so much history within like the communities, from like, Regent Park to Jane and Finch to Flemo, Chesterly, like wherever. But like starting with like the migration stories, like in the 70s of like Jamaicans coming or Caribbean folks coming, like I think there's so much that would be incredible. And or just like kind of like you said, like the Law and Order type of vibe, but more like centric to some of these stories. And just like kind of building off of like old cases and whatnot. I think it would be really really interesting.
You're absolutely right, man. And no, we could really have like a wire level with the project for, like as you said, like yeah, Jane and Finch, Flemo Regent, like yo, like oh my god, Malvern. There's so many hoods that
Yeah,
have
man, Rexdale,
like straight up like just like real like stories on the level, like so. But yeah, man, like you would want these people to be either involved in it or starring in it or producing it, like definitely no outsiders because
yeah, man.
fuck all that.
Shout
But
out to Director X, man. Hey,
mhm.
make it happen.
Yo, you're right. Also, I just saw somebody sent me a link. I guess sometime this month, our homie Ron has a second movie coming out. It's called Box Cutter, apparently.
Oh,
Um, yeah, yeah, I saw it on my phone. Yeah. So Ron is produced his second movie. Congratulations. And joy, yeah,
that's massive. Okay,
uh,
June.
June 12th.
Hey, okay. So that's right around the corner. Oh, it's at Cineplex. Okay,
Yeah,
maybe that
uh,
might be something to check out. Then
yeah.
be down to check out.
Yeah, June 12th. Oh, wait, Rez. It's Reza's film. Oh, it's not Ron's
Oh,
film. It's
not Ron, Rez.
yeah,
I can see
Reza.
how you got them kind of mixed up.
Yeah.
That's
I
fun.
mean, I just took a quick little look at this and I was just like, yeah, but yeah, no, this is Reza's film. Amazing. Uh,
Okay,
yes, it's called Box Cutter. Oof. Yeah, that's can be taken in directions as a metaphor. But
okay.
yo, yeah, man. Yo, Ice T is just a dope dude, man. I just want to give him a quick shout out.
Big
He's
up.
been me on my Twitter, man. I see certain interactions and certain celebrities and stuff, and Ice T just said something dope. He was like he just took this moment today, and he was like, I want to shout out people who've been supporting me on my journey. He says, I'm not the best, but I'm not the worst. I'm not the richest, but I'm not the brokest. And I've just been able to take this thing through movies, TV, rap, rock, and books. And I've gone on a ride very few people will experience. And
Big facts. Big
I was like,
facts.
yo, like gunshots to all that. And
I say this all the time, man. Like, I so appreciate like the longevity, of that. Like there's so many people have come and gone, and to be able to like reinvent yourself over in different spaces, but still be authentic to yourself, and to take that time to give credit to like those who have like supported you along the way, like we need that. And
exactly.
for someone like him, like I said, like I want to see like more of these like hip hop elders, who are still pushing, like in their 80s 90s in the wheelchair, like still rocking. What I'm saying? Like I need to see that, because that inspires me to keep going. So there's no there's no days off, there's no time to slow down, like when it's like when it's you know what I mean? So creating art, throughout the ages and the times is what is supposed to happen.
You're
It's
right.
just not a job. This is it's a lifestyle. And when hip
Hmm.
hop is a lifestyle, you keep going until the end. You know what
Hmm.
I'm saying? Like that's just really what it is. So when I see that, I'm like, yo, that is big. And we need more of those examples, because there so much is transactional and just centered around, capitalism and money and all that. But it's like, do you
And
actually love this? You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like, do you really love this though? right?
Yeah, and I just want to add to what you're everything perfect you're saying. Like it's based on inauthenticity when certain people are just doing anything for money or fame.
Yeah.
And a guy like Ice-T, like he was speaking from like I don't do things that are fraudulent or that will
Yes.
sell out myself or my community ever.
Yes.
No movie roles, no
Yep.
songs. You
Yep.
won't see me showing up on any single project where I'm a disrespect to my family or to hip hop or to me. Never. This man's like in his 70s and he's like, I think he's honestly like maybe the greatest. Him and Chuck D are maybe like the two most authentic dudes ever in hip hop history, like ever, period, all time. Be like, yo, these dudes have never sold out their spirits, never sold out blackness, never disrespected the ancestors, and they still going. So like, I just like
Yo,
I just
we need
yeah,
that.
I gave him a quick little shout out and I was like, yo, homie, I've been listening to you since like Rhyme Pays and Power. So like thank you for guiding me like a hip hop uncle. And like I'm like, yo,
Yo,
that dude's been an influence in my life since 1985.
honestly, like it really is incredible, especially when I look at, the way how a lot of young folks who are in hip hop now and, either literally dying, getting murdered or going to jail for extended periods of time.
Hmm.
It's and it's devastating to see how, like how regular and frequently it's happening. It's so these are one of those reminders of like, no, like this is the goal. This is what we should be looking towards. Like you said,
Exactly.
like being in our 70s and reinventing ourselves and still, having, hip hop as a platform for connecting to the things that are important to us. It's powerful. It's so rare. And like I said, like the fact that people like, Chuck D, acknowledge, it's incredible.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
That's the
So
thing, like, he's still Ice-T. Ice-T
yeah.
has not he's, like, been himself, stayed true, like, kept it real to himself, and had excuse me, has knowledge of self, knows who he is and knows who he is not, and he's like, "Listen, I will not compromise my integrity for anything, for any
Mm.
money or power. I got my family, I got my music, I got my movies and whatever, but, like, TV show, but like, yeah, there's certain lines that will never cross.
Yep.
And word up, that's what the fuck this all is, the whole shit. So yeah, I just love to salute icons like that. I think I also saw it was Morgan Freeman's 88th birthday yesterday, I think. So
That's amazing, yo.
yeah,
Shout
yeah,
out Morgan Freeman, yo.
yeah. So yeah, man, yo, just love to see the celebrity. Oh, yo, I wanted to quickly a couple days ago uh, an elder and a veteran and a legendary journalist passed away. His name was
Oh,
Sasha Jenkins of Ego
okay,
Trip.
okay.
So yeah,
Mm.
Ego Trip was a legendary magazine. Hold on, I've got
No, you got the archives, man. Bring out the archives, yo.
so Ego Trip was like
Got you.
literally like let's check out this like ironically got Guru on cover.
Yeah.
Maybe one of the best graphic designed like come on, look at this shit. Like one of the best graphic designed rap magazines ever. This shit was gold.
Okay.
It was Ego Trip was one of the illest magazines ever. So
Damn. We're gonna have to go through that, man. We're gonna have to bring back like the archive magazines and really showcase that.
I'm trying to figure out a way to really like go into these because these Bibles of hip hop, like you get
Yeah, Bibles, man.
you go through
Yeah.
these and like
These are
first
artifacts, man. Like this is incredible, man.
artifacts on every level. First, every single ad is some kind of cultural moment. It's like, all right, this is what we used to sell. This is what we used to put on our t-shirts. This is hood technology. These are the shoes people wearing. This is like the little
Okay.
like trend of the year.
I have an
But
idea.
and then there's ads, and then I quickly want to say, and then it's
Yeah.
like a third of the people aren't even here anymore. You just be like, and you're like, oh shit, oh, this dude is dead. Oh shit, this dude's in jail. Like, sadly,
Mhm.
look, Mystical's here. This dude is in jail for
Yeah,
25
yeah,
years. Just like, but like, yeah, man, I'd be going through this shit and be like, oh, look,
yeah.
Michael K. Williams is in this ad, and he's, rest in peace. So yeah,
Man. Well,
sorry.
I
What were you
was
gonna say?
I was gonna say that this is leading me some ideas, and I love how we just come up with ideas on the fly here. Just, to me, this is a cipher. You know what I mean? Like we just bouncing off each other. But this could be like a reminisce show docu series where I can literally just swing by the gates and we can go through some of these magazines and do some commentaries on that and really bring that culture because it's so important. Like we don't have this now. Like we live in a culture of doom scrolling and like 30-second videos and everything's just so fast. Like this was like the original social media, where when
Original.
it was tangible. We had to like flip through it and we had to wait a month to get the book, the
That's it.
magazine.
This is all OG social media. This is where it all started, and
These are
and
pages,
yeah,
for Gen Z and all that, man. These are the pages,
the thing.
Scrolling.
The thing is, like, every single thing we do now is all in here. All that, like, there's
Yeah.
memes in here. There's little
Yep.
jokes. There's little, like, there's
Yep.
so many things exactly what we do now, but they're like, this is the blueprint of it. And I would love to do that with you because it's just something I realize I don't feel like I don't want to just do it myself because that's not hip hop. Like
Yeah.
hip hop was, yo, it's with your, and
Yeah.
it's like, yo, it doesn't matter how it was wonderful to argue with your homies over who's your favorite MC out of Wu Tang or Boot Camp or whatever. Like, yo, I love RZA. Like, no, I love Jizza. Yo, I'm a Method Man fan. Y'all are sleeping on You God. Like, that's fun. So like, I'd be so down to go through these mags with you. And like, there's just
Yeah.
endless gold in here, fam.
Like and this can kind of connect with some of the ideas that we had about having things centered around the OG Much Music, you know what I'm saying? Like right on Queen Street, you know what I mean? So I feel like there's some nostalgic vibes that we can, bring to the table, man, and put, hey, I'm putting out there, man. So like this is how we brainstorm, we bring, we manifest into existence, starts with a thought, you know what I mean? And then we take the necessary courses of action to manifest. So
You're
I think
absolutely right.
I think it'll be really cool just from a visual standpoint, a reflective standpoint, and it's very reminiscent, So this is what it is.
You're right. And I'm with you, fam. The whole journey of that, man. I'm so with you. So I say all this to say, rest in peace to Sasha Jenkins of Ego Trip.
Yes.
So this is an amazing Ego Trip magazine. But I'm saying this to say I found this yesterday. The
Okay,
big
okay. Big music.
the no
Big
the
book of
big
music. Oh,
book
big book of music.
no the big
What?
book of racism.
Oh, racism. It's like reverse right now. I thought,
Oh,
oh,
is
that's
it okay?
okay. Oh, that's
So
yo.
this is one of the wildest books ever written in rap
Wow.
history. Like, look how
Hold
thick.
on.
Yo,
Yo,
the big book of racism. And like, and if people
I need
know,
that, man.
yo, I'm Logic. It's the funniest, wildest book might have ever like. Yo, fam, like everything, like. So these guys were like hilarious writers. They were like some of the best journalists ever in hip hop history.
Yeah,
Like they knew American history, they knew world history, they knew political history, they knew, and they
man.
would just mix it up into their like really hilarious. And let me just read you something real quick. So they had like this is your personal worth, a racism quiz. So it's like a multiple choice racism quiz that I'm just read out a couple of these. So question
Go
two.
ahead, man.
Okay. Question one. Are you a racist? A, yes. B, probably. C, definitely. D, all of the above. Question two. You ain't black. So when you see a black person, you A, feel guilty. B, smile nervously. C, say, slap me some skin on the black hand side, baby, baby. D, run. Three, you are honky. When you see another person of another ethnicity, you get A, crazy horny. You want horny honky. B, expect to lose your job soon. C, inform him in an extremely polite tone that deliveries are at the back entrance only, Jose. D, run. Richard,
Wow.
like this, no, this
And it just
book
keeps
is
going.
so much wow. The phrase "peace in the Middle East" is poignant because A, they sure do kill a lot of motherfuckers out there. B, it rhymes. C, blessed in the Midwest doesn't sound right. D, it will never happen.
Mm.
Yeah, like there's so many. Uh,
That's interesting, yo.
Question 18: Who picks up the white trash? A, welfare. B, Ricky Lake's limousine service. C, Vicodin. D, Black Thugs. E, Lizzie Grubman. Like there's so much like American history. You're like, I don't know who the fuck that is, and then you learn it's like some
Gotta look it up. Yeah, yeah.
racist like, slumlord from Cali. Like, but fam, like this, there's so much
That's incredible.
racist American comedy in this book. It is wild, fam. Like
And
super
when
wild.
did that book come out? What's
I think like
what year were we talking?
this is like 2000 and hold on, let me look here. This is when 2002. This is when like
That's what I
before the
figured.
yeah, like
I
this is
was because
before the modern yeah.
right. Yeah, yeah, no, for sure. Like that would have been my guess. My guess was maybe like a 99, 2000, somewhere around there. So yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, before motherfuckers got all offended by everything.
Yeah. That's
Oh man.
peace, man.
Yo, this like you need to see this book.
Well, I'm definitely due for a visit, man. I'm gonna swing by the gates and we can build stuff. Cause like your spot is pretty chill too, man. You got like the outdoor patio vibe and whatnot. So there's a lot to build with. So I'm looking to do more creative content, short form content, but not too short, not like 30 seconds, but like 5 minute videos, 10 minute videos, stuff like that. I think we can cover a lot within those segments and create some of these docu-series vibes, man. Because hey, man, we just want to keep this energy going and bring that value to the table, right? So let's get it, man.
Yo, you said it, man. I see that's the future of things, man. We excuse me. Each one got to teach one, and we just got to be out here
Ubuntu,
capturing
man.
artists.
Ubuntu.
Yep, yep. You
That's
said
it,
it.
man. I am because we are, man, keeping those African traditions, on top of Saint Kofa, So everything is just right in exact, right in the line, and we're gonna keep doing it, man. But as we wrap up, man, anything else to add, man? Like, is there any shows that's coming up that you're gonna be checking? Like, I don't know if there's anything happening this weekend or any kind of
Um.
releases or
Oh yeah, let me shout out something real quick. It's not exactly a music event, but Malcolm Lovejoy, I'm going to be presenting at a thing called Sex Tech TO on
oh,
Saturday. Yeah, it's a conference that connects sexuality, sex education, and technology. So it's
okay,
people who are into cameras and videographers and just digital stuff, and people who are into sex education and are erotic,
okay,
intimate, those
that's what's
arts
up.
and stuff. And yeah, we're going to be meeting up at a conference hall at Bathurst and Bloor on Saturday, June 7th, from 10
Okay,
to
okay,
6. And I got a
let's
I got a
bless.
short I got a short movie that I'm going to be showing in there, so that'll be good.
Okay, okay, get it, man, get it.
And yeah, yeah,
Sound
get
good.
everybody come on out. Go to sextechto.com to get tickets. And yeah, yeah, it's going to be good.
Represent, man.
Representing.
Okay, it sounds good, man. All right, man. So I guess we'll end on that note. And
Yep.
always great to build you every week, man. Reminisce show carrying the tradition of Saint Kofa, because sometimes we gotta go back and collect why it's been forgotten, man. So everybody, man, we do this every Tuesday, 7 p.m. live. Oh, we got someone in the
Yes.
chat, man. Big up
Yeah.
Milton
What
Bill
up?
asking. There's no shows, not this weekend right now, but we know that Kendrick Lamar is going to be here next week, I believe, and Um, that's all that's on my radar for now, but we'll definitely keep posting, man. Keep posting for that, man, for some
Well,
shows. I know
well,
there's a
let's
lineup, happening over the summer for sure, but yeah, man,
yeah.
slowly rolling out, man, slowly rolling out.
Yeah, there's things coming like Wu Tang is gonna be July. I think Wu Tang's July. Ice
Tyler the
Cube,
Creator, Ice Cube,
yes.
Tyler the Creator, Nelly.
Ice Cube is in August. Tyler the Creator, and also as we were saying, Lil Wayne is going to be coming in August. So yes, yeah, the season is warming up. Don't know who's coming to
uh,
Beer Fest again this year, but
Um,
things are popping
oh,
off, and we're gonna be out there.
June the 21st, the Roots are going to be at Rebel,
That's right.
and we're looking to be there because I mean, come on, man, like Black Thought's one of my favorite artists of all time. Like, and he's not necessarily the most like lyrical man, but just his energy, his aura, man, just the way how he carries himself. I'm just like this is an embodiment of hip hop to me. Like when I think of like hip hop, like freestyling in the park with the beatboxing and banging off the walls, I'm like, this is the guy I want to hear rapping. You know what I'm saying? So
Nailed
big up
it.
to Black Thought. Yeah, yeah,
We'll be there. We'll be
representing
there. Gotta keep pushing the record. That'll be my 24th Roots concert. So yeah, so I gotta be
24th Roots concert. That's incredible, yo.
gotta go there, and I
Wow.
gotta. Hopefully, I'm putting this into the universe. I want to talk to Questlove. I want to talk to Questlove. I want to talk to Questlove. It would be
Hey,
great.
man,
I don't
speak it
have a
into
picture.
existence.
I don't have a picture with any of the Roots. I've never taken a picture with any of the Roots, and I've got a Questlove drumstick. I've got stories with Black Thought. I've got some memories, but
Well,
I don't quite have a picture. And I need to talk to Black Thought and Questlove about how many concerts I've seen them in, and maybe get this book printed with Questlove's
well, if
publishing. I've got 4 or 5 of Questlove's books. Damn it! So it would be great if I could link up on his.
listen, man, if there's any way I can support with getting like an interview and like opening that door, man, like all I know I need to do is just give you the mic and press record, and you know
Yeah,
what to do.
it'll be good. It'll be good. So
Yeah, man.
thank you. We gonna be there. Yo, thanks,
That's what's
Bill.
up.
And
All
yeah,
right,
man,
man.
it feels great.
That's
It's
it,
good,
man.
good chatting with you, homie.
That's what's up, man. So we're gonna sign off like that, man. Every Tuesday, 7 p.m. live Eastern time. Reminisce show, man. I go by Logic, and I'm here with my brother.